But let's now talk about why the SCO matters so much for India. Now, what are the reasons why this is in fact a significant visit by the Minister of External Affairs? Now, the reasons are that it connects India with the Central Asia and Russia. Remember, Russia is also part of the SCO. Now, the reason too is intelligence sharing and drug trafficking combat. Remember, in those areas in Central Asia, we have seen how the drug trafficking is increasing. This is something going to be a major talk in this SCO summit. Reason 3, maintains dialogue with key regional actors. This SCO summit is an opportunity not just for India, for other members of the SCO actually to connect with each other. Counters China and Pakistan's influence. This is one of the most important points, that this is a networking where India can actually challenge the connection of China with Pakistan. Reason 5, engages authoritarian states without compromise. Now, this is the 5th reason. 6th reason is links India to Central Asia's resources. Like I pointed out, this is a very major networking meeting and this can help India in networking with the other countries. Aligns with India's strategic and economic interest. Very significant point that it is in fact India's will align with India's strategic and economic interest. So these are the reasons why this is in fact a very important meeting for India as far as the SCO summit is concerned. Now let me go across to my colleague Abhishek Jha, who is in fact reporting live from Islamabad. Abhishek Jha, good morning to you. Now, please tell us that what does the day look like? Because we just got to know that it is going to be less than 24 hours that Dr. Jaishankar will be in Pakistan. In these few hours, what are his commitments like? Obviously, the bilateral talks between India and Pakistan has been ruled out by both sides. So, what can we expect today?
Well, as Jaishankar will have a big schedule. He reached yesterday afternoon. Then we saw how he was welcomed. That was followed by a gala dinner. And as Jaishankar also had a meeting with the Foreign Minister of Mongolia. He's also scheduled to have some bilateral meetings today. Those meetings are still not being divulged as to whom as Jaishankar will be having a meeting. He will be addressing plenary session a couple of hours from now, where he will be putting across India's point of view on the regional issues that concerns SCO. These issues could be regional connectivity, cyber security, digital infrastructure that one needs to create, and with the kind of India's expertise, how other countries can collaborate and scale up their capacity. Capacity building itself is a core issue of SCO. Cultural exchanges are core issues of SCO grouping. Then the best practices of governance and the best practices of other aspects of development is something that India will also try to push the agenda. The major, emphasis has been on India-Pakistan bilateral issue, of course, because the both sides of the border are very curious whether this meeting, whether this arrival of India's External Affairs Minister after almost a gap of 10 years will also pave some momentum in terms of bilateral ties. Will there be a light breaking? Yesterday we saw as Jaishankar having been formally welcomed by Pakistan's Prime Minister. Initially, we were not expecting whether it will be a handshake or just a folded hand namaste, which Prime Minister Modi and Jaishankar has also kind of did in the past to send a message, to signal India's positioning on important issues and to the people with whom you have to certainly extend a diplomatic protocol, but still you do not want to be seen as very cordial and very warm. So that handshake is kind of a little hope that people here are talking about, whether there will be more engagements. We have so far not heard from either side, from India or Pakistani government, whether there will be any chance of any informal meeting, any bilateral meeting, or any pull aside that the two leaders, Jaishankar or his counterpart in Pakistan, Mr. Dar, who is also Deputy Prime Minister, or for that matter, any other political leader will be having. So that is leaving aside, there are other issues also. There are issues of terrorism, there are issues of regional connectivity, and issues of global importance also. Of course, the war that is being fought in between Russia and Ukraine, and the war that is being fought between Israel, Lebanon, Hamas, that are also going to steal some of the limelight, some of the discussion from the meeting. We remember how in Samarkand it was that Prime Minister Modi had told Russian President Vladimir Putin that this is not an era of war. So one cannot sideline the importance of this important group meeting of important country's head of government, and India is being represented by National Affairs Minister. So there are a lot on the table. We'll have to see how the day unfolds and how Seshankar's meeting with his other counterparts and other dignitaries will be seen here.
Well, one more question, Abhishek, before I let you go. When we talk about, the bilateral talks between India and Pakistan being ruled out, but what about the other members, especially when we talk about Russia and China? Is there a possibility, likelihood that there could in fact be a pull aside or a bilateral talk with China or Russia? Anything on agenda today?
Well, apart from Pakistan, where India and Pakistan both have been giving a kind of push to each other for the last few years, with China, there have been some possibility, there have been some windows of opportunity where Mr. S. Jaishankar has engaged with his Chinese counterpart in the past, in the recent months also. In fact, NSA Doval has also engaged with Wang Yi, who leads the foreign ministry also, and who is also handling the entire border dispute settlement the department that China has. So in that context, his meeting with NSA Doval has also happened in the recent months. So with China, we have seen multiple engagements in the recent months on through diplomatic channels, through military channels. There are regular talks on the borders also to disengage. So in China, situation is not as worse as in the context of Pakistan, I would say, because in Pakistan, as we see, it's only going to be a second meeting or second arrival of Indian Foreign Minister in the capital city of Islamabad. In fact, even the last meeting that Sushma Swaraj had held in Pakistan, in Islamabad, that was not also bilateral meeting, that was also part of Heart of Asia Summit, which was kind of deliberating regional issues, especially focusing the issues of development in Afghanistan. So we have to see that despite all the differences, India has given the importance to this multilateral forum. As Deshant himself has highlighted that he's going to attend as to meeting, and it should not be seen or read into bilateral context. But his meeting yesterday with the current Prime Minister of Pakistan, Shehbaz Sharif, has given some sort of inkling whether there could be some more engagements. We just saw Nawaz Sharif, the former Prime Minister of Pakistan, and who also has a lot of influence on the current government, and his brother Shehbaz Sharif also has also talked to some of the journalists and said that he wished that Prime Minister Modi could have arrived in Pakistan to attend SCO meeting. So there is a keenness from the Pakistani side. There is an openness from the Pakistani side, but of course India has its own issues like the issue of terrorism, which are a core of India's foreign policy and which are a very strong roadblocks now. And unless Pakistan expresses or reflects any actionable or credible action against those extremist groups creating a menace in India, one can expect that there will be not much that one can have to take away from this meeting in terms of bilateral engagement between India and Pakistan.
Well, thank you, Abhishek, for getting us all those details. We'll keep coming back to you throughout the day for this high-level meeting where Dr. Jaishankar has in fact arrived for the SCO summit in Pakistan yesterday. Now,